back to the Engler Journey podcast. I'm your host, Olivia Vanderford, and today we are here with the true leader in the Engler program, Seth Wright, and it's so nice to have you here today.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for asking me to do this.
Yeah. Could you introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your business?
Yeah, of course. So, my name's Seth Wright. I'm about to enter my senior year here at UNL, and my senior year in Engler. And my business is Scrappy Woodworks, LLC. So I take repurposed, reclaimed, and scrap material to craft woodworking creations, anywhere from small things like cutting boards like this to larger scale furniture. I am trying to enter more into that side of things because that's what I truly want to do is the furniture building, but kind of just learning and doing the steps along the way. So I haven't been doing it very long. So every day is a learning experience, but it's definitely what I love doing. So
yeah, I love the name Scrappy Woodworks because that really connects to the Engler program, building from the ground up and finding what you can to make things work. So I really think that's super cool, and you can do a lot with woodworking, can't you? Right?
Oh, yeah,
a lot of different things.
I mean,
from
you can
cutting
make
boards.
Yeah, you can make simple cutting board. You can make. I made a bunch of picture frames, and I mean, you can make all the way up to. I mean, people make pianos out of wood.
Yeah.
So like, I don't do any of that, but it's like, the opportunities are endless, and it's really cool to see like where I was at originally. Like, I've always taken photos of what I made or videos of what I made because I have social media that I post that on, and like going back to like my maybe first couple things that I took pictures of in my camera roll or my first couple of posts on Instagram to where I'm at now, even just a little over a year into doing this, it's kind of like, wow, I used to do that. Yeah. Like, it's like so much better. And I'm sure like as I go, what I do right now is going to be completely underwhelming to my future self. At least that's what I hope anyway. So yeah, but super open to plenty of things that you can do with woodworking, and then of course every piece of wood is unique, and so that in itself is the endless possibilities of one piece of wood isn't going to look the same as the next piece of wood you use, and so incorporating all of that through like the scrap materials and stuff that I use, that every piece is completely unique. So that's fun too. And
that's one reason why people would want to buy from you.
Absolutely.
From like a small business, because it's going to be unique and it's going to be handmade and there's going to be a lot of effort put into that. So.
Right, of course. And I obviously use like 100% like real materials. You know, you can go buy, say, a cutting board at like Target or something and they all look the same, but that's because they're fake. They might be real wood, but it's like a veneer where it's like a printed, like all looks the same type of a thing. And with this, the uniqueness, I think, is something that I can offer to my customers. And then also just the customization, because I do custom orders as well. And so people can ask for a certain size or a certain like wood or look or get an engraving done on it. And it's all a unique custom feel, and it's truly theirs, and there's nothing else that's the same. And I think that's really unique that I can give to my customers, that what they have is unlike anything else.
Yeah, and is it all different types of wood? What's your favorite type of wood to work with?
Well, yeah, it's all different types of wood. And originally when I first started, I kind of just grabbed every piece of scrap I could get my hands on. And since then, some of that stockpile that I had has become kindling or something like that for a bonfire in the backyard with friends because, I mean, some of it was thrown away for a reason. Yeah. But then plenty of it has life, and you can like glue it together and make other things. Like this thing right here in front of us is all one piece of wood, but it was kind of a wonky shape and was thrown out because nobody thought they could do anything with it. But if you just position it a certain way and make something out of it, you can do it. And this is walnut, and I think walnut's very beautiful. It's considered a higher end wood. But yeah, I do work with pretty much anything I can get my hands on, from old barn siding to walnut to maple, oak, all that type of stuff. And I'd like to do that with like cutting boards, especially like doing strips of different types of wood. So then it kind of has like a bunch of different colors implemented into it. And I think that looks pretty cool. So
Yeah, so that really works to your advantage, using different scrap wood that people don't want to use or maybe think can't be used. So
exactly.
Very, very cool. So moving forward, kind of taking another switch in entrepreneurship, have you ever felt like giving up or not continuing your entrepreneurial journey, or how did you feel starting this business?
Well, I feel like any entrepreneur, like any true entrepreneur or somebody with a true entrepreneurial mind, is going to tell you, as an answer to this question, if you hadn't thought about giving up, you're not doing it right, because it's hard, and there's things that come your way that you weren't expecting, and the whole world of it is, no matter what you do. I mean, I do woodworking, but no matter what you're doing, there's unsure times and insecurities about what you're doing, and if that didn't come to you, then obviously it's not worth doing. And I don't even know who said the quote originally, but somewhere along the lines of nothing easy is worth having. And so I think it comes down to, do you really love what you're doing? And if you truly think that you can do it, then it doesn't matter how hard it is. Like, obviously, there's times where things go wrong and I screw up a project, or I'm not getting customers at a certain time of year or something like that, and it's like, oh man, maybe I'm not cut out for this, or maybe I'm not pun there, cut out for this. Maybe I'm not cut out for this, or maybe I'm not gonna be successful at this. But it's also, for me, woodworking is what I love doing, and so even if if I didn't make any money at it, I would probably still do it as a hobby. I might spend a lot less time doing it because I would have to do other stuff to, maybe make money or survive. But I don't think I'm ever going to give it up. Whether it someday falls off and isn't a business anymore, it's worth it to me to do it. And so I think, everybody has that. They're unsure if they should keep going, or maybe they should quit or whatever. And if it's worth it to you, it doesn't matter how hard it is or matter how many times you fail, you're just going to keep going. And if you do give up, then obviously that wasn't for you. I haven't obviously found that yet with woodworking, and that's great. But I think if you're willing to stick with it, it's because you love what you're doing, and that's what I do with woodworking. So
yeah, and that's really kind of the mindset that Paul had, really, for entrepreneurs, to just keep working at it and actually have something that you love and have that fire in the belly, that passion.
Absolutely.
So Paul, what impact did he make on your life, and what was it like just coming into the Engler program and some of the classes that you took? What did you really enjoy?
So I had an interesting segue into Engler after high school. So when I was in high school, people were applying for the Engler scholarship, and I was like, oh, what's that, right? And people were like, oh, you have a program where if you have a business idea, you can go start your business. I was like, oh, I don't have a business idea, that's not for me. And so time for the scholarship came and passed, didn't really think anything of it. And then my track coach was an alumni of the program, Joe Bruger, and he kind of talked to me about what him and his brother Matt had experienced through Engler, and how their business was going with upstream farms, and all kind of just inspired me. And obviously I spent every day with him in the spring at track practice, and kind of eventually he was like, well, if you don't join Engler, then you're just crazy, because I think you would love it. And so with that in the back of my head, it came time to sign up for classes for the fall, going into my freshman year, and my advisor said, well, I think you'll really like this Engler program, you should take the class. I was like, well, 2 people said I should do it, so might as well do it, right? Worst case scenario, I just don't pursue it after that. And I came to Engler, absolutely loved it, and I'm still here. So obviously it worked out well. All the classes are great. The staff's great. Very thankful to Dave and Brennan. I feel like right now, being a part of the Enterprise Studio, both for the past spring semester and now in the summer cohort of that, it's really a way to really push your business. There's students of all different levels of where they're at in their business in this program, or in the Enterprise Studio cohort and stuff. And it's kind of like if you're not really set into the spots of maybe like 388 or 488, and maybe you're past that or working on something else, it's a way for you to still like have the guidance of the Engler program. You're not just out on an island by yourself. And I'm very thankful to both Dave and Brennan for that, because they kind of head that up and lead that, and it's been really good for me. As far as my interaction with Paul, I had a handful of times I got to spend some time with Paul before his passing, and I'm very thankful for those times, because not everybody gets those. I served on the exec team for the 2023 academic year, and he would come for various things, and we'd have the opportunity as an exec team to kind of be hosts for him and the board and stuff that would come, and we'd have lunch when we did that. And one day at lunch, he kind of was asking everybody what they're doing with the Engler program, and I mentioned woodworking, and he kind of wanted to know more about that. And Dave had some stuff I have made in his office, and he went and got it and brought it in. And at the time, I had been woodworking for like 2 months, right? And Paul looks at the things I had made. There was like a little keepsake box and like a couple other little things, like a set of coasters and whatever. And he's like, "How long have you been doing this?" And I said, about a couple months or something like that. And he's like, "Well, how long have you been like woodworking?" I'm like, "A couple months." He's asking like, "How long have you been doing this?" And I maybe thought I was only in business for like a month or two. And, but I had really just picked it up not that long ago. And he was just kind of blown away. And he was like, "Wow, like this is beautiful. Like, I can't wait to see what you do like in the future." And that's kind of been like, it's easy to lose sight of that stuff where people are like believing in you, and you kind of just forget about it in the day to day. But when I think about that again, it's like, especially now that Paul's gone, it's like, I'm doing this for like my own enjoyment, my own passion, and like, to do a business doing it. But I'm also doing it for other people, like Paul, where they really truly believed in me and would have loved to see where I can go with it. And every day, if I can get a little better and improve my craft and stuff, hopefully he's up there smiling down on what I've been doing, and that he's proud of me, because like that was really inspiring. I hadn't been doing it but 2-3 months, and he was like, Paul Engler, like the great Paul Engler that started this huge program and has such an impact on everybody, was very proud of what I was doing, and I hadn't been doing it very long. And I think that was probably the biggest impact that Paul's had on me, aside from just like being a part of the Engler program. Like this program is absolutely life-changing, or has been for me and in my time in college. And I'm very grateful to have received the generous scholarships a couple times. And all of that aside, like just Paul like truly believing in me, like one-on-one, face-to-face, like saying that he was amazed at what I had done. I thought that was like just awesome.
Yeah, so really a role model to everyone in Engler, and really inspired students to just keep working and keep building their businesses.
Absolutely.
So could you talk about like what you're doing this summer? Have you been to any like farmers markets or anything like that to promote your business, or what are you doing this summer? What's your future with the business?
Well, as far as the future, like I obviously, like anybody that starts a business, would love for their business to someday be full-time. And if I can grow Scrappy Woodworks to be that for me, I think that would be amazing. Everybody says if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, and I would be truly happy doing woodworking and not working the rest of my life, because I truly enjoy it. And so I'm trying to take the right steps to kind of get myself on that, on an everyday basis. And like I stated earlier, I'm in the Enterprise Studio cohort for the summer. And so like we're supposed to set up goals for ourselves, like on kind of like a 2-week out like horizon, to kind of keep clipping along with achieving things. And so I'm in that, and that's so far so good, and been doing that. And when I'm not trying to market myself from behind a computer screen or my phone screen, posting it on social media or sending out invoices or whatever. I'm at the wood shop actually making things, and it's my happy place. Like, I like to be there. I like to make things, and when I get to make custom orders for people and bring their ideas to life, that's really enjoyable. But I also really like to just kind of take an idea in my head and make it into something. So if I have something, like I have a ton of wood in my garage at home that I'm, saving for future projects, and I have a separate pile of that's what I'm gonna save for, like, my stuff, like my ideas that I have, and then there's other stuff that's like when clients ask about something, then it's, oh, I could use that for that, right? But I have like certain stuff that's like, I'm gonna use that for this because I have this like super like unique idea in my head that I want to try, and those are usually projects that are something I haven't done before to try to improve my skills. So then I can then offer those types of skills through projects for my clients rather than expecting them to ask me to do something for the first time, and then they have to like deal with it if it turns out or not. Usually it does turn out, but sometimes I do have to start over. But yeah, so just kind of spending as much time as I can growing my business and really working on it because I love it. So.
Yeah, and that's really what's important.
Yeah.
Loving what you're doing. And so what would you tell students that are coming into the Engler program or coming to UNL that maybe want to be an entrepreneur but just don't know where to start?
Well, if you don't have an idea and you're maybe not sure about Engler, if Engler's right for you, I was you. I wasn't sure if Engler was right for me, and I just was like, you know what? We'll take a gamble and we'll go, right? We'll just go be a part of it. And if you get nothing out of Engler besides just the community that we have here, I think that's a win. So if you don't have a business idea and you think Engler's cool, we think you're cool. So just show up and be a part of it, because you don't have to start a business. You don't have to have this $1 million idea, anything like that. You can just be a part of what we have here in Engler, and I think if you're willing to be a part of that and really contribute and immerse yourself into the community, then you're going to get out what you put in. And honestly, you might even get out more than what you put in because of the great people we have here. So yeah, if you're unsure about the program, just try it out. Worst thing that could happen is you find out it's not for you, and that's okay. But if you want to start a business, maybe you want to start a business and you don't have an idea necessarily, find out what you really love to do. Like I've done some various pitch competitions over the course of my college career, and I've pitched ideas that kind of just came to me, or the pitch competition's coming up, so I'll just like pitch whatever, right? And it's so much easier to talk about something that you like to do and that you enjoy doing than any other thing. Like, it might be a really cool idea, but if you don't like it, it's not gonna work out for you. Or, I mean, it might, but it's so much easier to pursue something that you enjoy and that you're passionate about than something that's just an idea that's gonna make you a ton of money. Like, hustle jobs are great, but if you want to really find something that's gonna like take you into the future and do it for long term, find something you like to do. Find something you're passionate about. And when you think about ideas of what maybe you want to do, what you want to start, am I passionate about this? If yes, try it out. If not, maybe, you could do it if you want, but find something you're passionate about and you'll go a long ways, I think.
Yeah. And my last question for you is, in 20 years, what will you be the most proud of from being in the Engler program, from starting your business? What will you be the most proud of?
It's kind of hard to think about. 20 years down the road, I'm like basically double my age. And that's kind of hard to think about. But I think the biggest thing I'll be proud of is the impact that I can have on other people. And this goes for everything about life, but specifically in the Engler program, I've had some people that have really poured into me and have really cared about my success and kind of what I'm doing, and really want to see me be successful. And I'm very thankful to those people for that, and they also inspire me to do that same thing for other people. So when underclassmen come into the program, you know, kind of just like being a friendly face in the area, or when it comes to my business, like providing a customer with like a piece that has sentimental value to them, you know, anything like that, of just the way that you can impact people, I think is like more important than any amount of money, any amount of accomplishment.
Yeah, and that's what Engler's all about, making that impact and leaving a mark on the world, what you want to leave as your legacy. So thank you for being here today, Seth. I love talking about your woodworking. It's so interesting to me. I could never begin to start it. I don't even know where to start, but maybe in the future I'll do woodworking. Who knows?
Maybe you could try it out. I mean, the Maker Studio on Innovation Campus is where I do all my stuff, and it's a great way to try it out. Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, thank you for being here today, Seth. I loved hearing about your Engler journey.
Well, thank you for having me.